somebody you work with, don't send them down to the child support office to sign themselves up. Never, never, never. And I say that. Let me say what happened. So Killer Mike, I called him Big Mike before, but Killer Mike was with Nina. Oh shoot, I lost her name. But he was out with Nina Turner, having a meeting. So I saw that and remember back few months ago, they had a barbershop meeting in Atlanta, and Killer Mike was there, and a few other people, and they talked about child support, and there was one of the Kennedy that was running for office. So Killer Mike made a suggestion about sending these fathers to trade school, and that way they can pay their child support. And so what I tweeted, please tell Killer Mike that his child support plan suggesting putting fathers into a system instead of keeping them out of the system was akin to putting them on parole or probation for 18 plus years. Thank you, and keep up the great work. That's what I said to Nina. Well, Killer Mike retweeted it, and he said, so getting a trade and having a skill-based pay job guaranteed is worse than our current prostitute and persecute structure. Gotcha. Go ahead on then with a laugh emoji. Well, I don't know what this prostitute and persecute structure, I don't know what that is, and that's what I responded to him. I thanked him for, responding to my tweet. And I said more of why you shouldn't go down there or encourage anybody, no man, to go and put himself on child support. But he never responded. So I said, well, I want to discuss this with you all because it's so important, especially in this political atmosphere right now. Everybody is fighting, clamoring for your vote, especially the black vote. We keep hearing it over and over. And child support is like an anchor around so many fathers, especially black fathers, neck, and it drags them down with this debt. And when you think about how much debt this is, and so many, even now, even with all of the information that's out, even with just the internet, people still think that if a father owes, or a mother, but I'm going to say father in this case, if a father owes child support, then he's not taking care of his children, and that's absolutely not the case. It has never been the case with this modern day child support system. It's not true. So I wanted to reiterate to you guys, and even when you talk to other people, never encourage these young folks to go and sign themselves up. A lot of guys are under the impression, because their child is being withheld from them, that putting themselves on child support is going to allow them access to their child. That is not true. There's two different systems, how child support operates. There's two different programs. There's the Title 4D, which I'm sure you all probably, if you watch child support stuff, you've heard about it. You got your Title 4D, which is welfare, recovery. That's completely different than the non-Title 4D, non-welfare. They operate on two different planes, if you will. So especially if the mom is getting some type of welfare benefit, those two are not connected. Visitation and child support, they are not connected in any way. So sending him down there to get a trade where he has to sign up for child support, which is easy to sign up for, especially with the Title 4D, is hell trying to get off of there. Hell. Even a custodial parent like myself, it still took me 8 years to get my case closed. And I fought. And this was years ago. It's still the same. They make you jump through hoops. Now, it's easier if it's a non-Title 4D case to get your case closed. But even that, I'm hearing, is difficult. if the child's mother has the order and goes down there and says she wants the case closed, they'll even give you a hassle for that. Well, really, they shouldn't, but they operate on their own accord. That's another problem. So, okay, so you say, okay, what's wrong with having a trade and having a skill-based job, skill-based pay job guaranteed? Nothing is wrong with that. Nothing at all. What's wrong with when it starts going wrong is when that father gets sick, gets laid off, has a disability come up, and they can't pay. They don't go in and just say, "Oh, you can't pay. Oh, we're gonna stop your child support." They don't do that. They keep running the tab until they can't get out of debt. It just keeps running, and because of the Bradley Amendment, they will not retroactively erase that debt. They will not do it. There's been instances where there's been a father, a prisoner of war. They didn't erase the debt. There's been a father that was shot, like life-threatening. There's nothing you can do about it, and they still would not release them from that debt. So, and then we already know about the nightmares with the license restrictions, the passports, what else? Bank seizures and all that kind of stuff. So, yes, if child support, if you have to go there, if you have to send, your son there because he just won't get right or whatever, that's a personal choice. But just to think that everybody needs to go and apply for child support or be on that system, we have to get our minds out of that thinking, that way of thinking. You can take care of your children without going through the government. They're just a middleman. But when you don't pay that middleman, they turn into the mafia. They will hound to where, they put warrants out on you. They shouldn't. Now, mind you, this is not how the system is supposed to operate. It's supposed to just go like this. If you willfully, if the father or the mother, I'm going to put the mother in, if you have a child support order and you willfully fail to pay and follow that order, then you can have all these punishments against you. Then they can execute all this stuff. It's not supposed to be, oh, you can't afford to pay, and they're going to execute all these punishments against you. That's what the system has been for the past 30 years. And when Clinton enhanced Reagan's child support bill, they just went crazy with it. So nothing's wrong. Again, nothing's wrong with sending fathers to trade school and a guaranteed income and all that stuff. They should do that anyway. If they have those programs available, why should they have to sign up into a system that can arrest them, that can let me add this. And if it's a welfare Title 4D case, the child is not getting that money. That money is going back to the state to so-called reimburse the state for welfare expenditures that have already been paid for. They've been paid for several times. 3. I'm not going there. I made videos about that before. So, let me see. What I am coming on here to say besides that is right now while they are fighting, for our vote, this is something that child support reform, I don't think they're going to abolish it, but this is an issue that needs to be addressed on a presidential level. It's an election time. Donald Trump knows about child support. I don't know so much if Kamala Harris knows. I don't think she does, but she's a prosecutor, so I know she's probably seen people come through the court with these child support cases. Nobody living in the United States functioning doesn't know about child support. Whether negative or positive, we know about child support. So if they want your vote, then they need, in child support reform, parental alienation, shared parenting, these issues are important to you, then you should be contacting them and letting them know just how important they are. And if they don't do something, you're not voting for them. Just you're not giving them your vote. And I'm telling you, these votes make a difference. You see how they are acting a fool. They are acting a stone cold fool out here to get you to come vote for them. If you don't have anything, if you're not getting anything, and you always hear the Democrats that ain't shit, the Republicans, all that kind of stuff. What are they doing for you? And I know, just like you guys know, that this child support system is out of control. Something has to happen. People are dying. There are children not seeing their parents for their lives, their entire lives. But then they'll turn around and say that we have a fatherless epidemic. Oh, this fatherlessness, blame the fathers, but won't give fathers the access to their children. That's how the hustle goes. But they tax and wax it. You'll never send your son, nephew, cousin, somebody you work with, down there and sign himself up for child support. Never, ever. I don't care if they offer and trade. You can go get a FAFSA and go to school for a trade. You don't have to sign your life away, because child support, that debt ain't going. There's cases of fathers in their 70s still paying child support for children that are grown from this system. From this system. So if you can keep them out the mix, keep them out the mix. Don't put yourself in jail. Don't give them the handcuff, give them your hands to cuff you. Don't do that. Let them come get you. Take care of your kids. You can do that on your own. You don't need them to take their little piece. Not what they're saying with the judges paying their pension. That's not true. But they are going to take fees as far as $2 for processing your payment and stuff like that. So that's another video. But that's what I wanted to say. No disrespect to Killer Mike and or anybody that's talking about child support reform, because at least they're talking about it. At least it's not getting swept under the rug like it's not a big deal, because it's a very big deal. And we really need to do something about this. Okay, so I'm going to go to the comments real quick before I get up off here. Well, politics. I'm a policy person. I used to be, vote one way, and now after I've seen how the game goes, I'm looking at what policy is going to be better for the people. Where am I from? Where are you from? That don't. Anyway. So that's all. If you have any thoughts on this, leave a comment, share. Somebody, you said he don't know how to do nothing, but no, Big Mike or Killer Mike. I keep calling him Big Mike. He has a huge following. Like, that dude is really, like, people, when he talks, people listen. So, I don't know, but anytime anybody talks about child support that has a microphone and people are listening, I'm going to say I'm going to add my 2 cents. I don't care if y'all ask me or not. I'm going to add it and see how it goes. It's just bad. It is sad, but if we can do something about it. I've seen for years, and I probably done pissed a couple people off, because I'm like, why are y'all still complaining? Why are you online complaining? Why don't you get up and do something? Because I've seen just over and over people just sitting and complaining about this system. But when it's time to go, like now, you can go and contact these legislators, go and down to the office and all that kind of stuff. People won't do it. Somebody said, well, we at work during that time. Take the day off. You can't get change if you don't make change. Like, you got to fight for that shit. They're not going to give it to you. We know that. They're not going to give it to you. You have to agitate the gravel that they are standing on for them to change, because they'll keep robbing you and robbing you. and taking your kids from you, and you won't see them. Next thing you know, they're 20, and you haven't seen them in 18 years. That's not right, y'all. So if they're asking for your vote, that should be a question at the top of the list. If this is affecting you, affecting your household, affecting people that you know, if you know that this system is corrupt or whatever, this should be one of the number one questions that you ask if you're at the town halls, if you're, tuning in on these, how they got them on Twitter, all that stuff. This we got to ask these questions. This is a very important election, as y'all know. I think every presidential election is important. So are the local elections, all those. If they don't do something about this system, don't vote them in. Period. Okay. Still. All right, you guys. Yeah, y'all know the whole thing. ChildSupportHustle.com. Like, share, turn your noties on. Trying to get to 5,000 subs. So if you haven't subscribed, please do. If you have subscribed, please tell a friend, and I will be back soon. I think I'm going to, when I get finished, I know y'all like, where's the book? For the ones that's looking for the book. It's taking a little bit longer because it's so detailed. But I am going to start helping with cases when I'm finished. I have decided, but it won't be a lot. It's not going to be like how I did it before. It's going to be like on a case-by-case basis because I have people asking, and I know they need help, and I don't like telling people no like that. But I'll cross that road when I get to it. So I hope this information is helpful. Don't forget to tell your legislators to vote no on, there's a bill. Let me see if I can find it real quick. It's about the IRS. We want to vote no on that. Because the IRS, let me just say this real quick, the IRS has determined that with the child support agency contracting the collection part of child support, they are violating confidentiality laws. So effective October 2024, this year, the IRS is saying you guys can't do that anymore. We are not doing income tax offsets. When they seize your income tax, they said they're not doing that anymore. So the people in D.C. have proposed a bill that will allow them to allow the contractors to access your private information for the sake of offsetting your your income tax refund to pay child support. I don't have it. I would have to look through all my stuff, but I have a video that I talked about this on, and it's probably like 2 or 3 days ago, but it's like on my lives. But you can see it. It'll have the name of the bill and everything like that, and I have in the description is a link so you can read the whole bill. It's not that long, but we gotta say no to that because it's a violation. So I'm wondering how long can you go back for the back pay if they weren't supposed to be doing it in the first place, and now the IRS is saying, oh nah, we won't stop that. Were they never supposed to do it? That's another question. Oh my goodness, they probably owe parents so much damn money. That could be going with the kids, going to the kids, going on the kids, paying for the kids. We can't put them in the system. We're trying to take them out the system. So, all right, let me read these two. I don't know who Dr. Shiba is. You said that name before, Ryan. I don't know who that is. It is possible to actually get. Yes, it's off. Yes, it is possible to get off child support. Well, no, I'm not. No tea, no shade about any advocate that has worked on cases to close cases to get people off of child support. Sometimes it really depends on what type of case you have. Like I've gotten cases closed based on fraud, based on due process violations, process servers My friend Carnell Alexander out of Detroit, Michigan, he's all on. I got videos with him all over, but he wasn't served the original summons and complaint to go to court. Many years later, he fought it. We fought it, and the case was subsequently dismissed, but they had taken so much money from him, and the kid wasn't even his. So it was paternity fraud. It was due process violations. It was he had been to jail, so it was debtor prison. His whole case was a mess. They owe him like 10. I'll say 10 million would be, satisfactory. But I'm no lawyer. I'm just saying. If that was me, what would I want? And I would say 10 million. But he's still fighting, to get his compensation because he should have never even been in the system. But of course, if you go back and look at my videos, you can find Carnell Alexander. I got them all over. So just be careful. There's a lot of people now that say they can close your case if you pay them X amount of dollars. Just make sure you do your due diligence. See if they have references to tell you whose case they closed, not their homeboy down the street, but real references that can verify that their work is worth whatever they're asking, and they can guarantee that that case is going to be closed. That's what I have to say about that. He speaks about the Title 4D. I'm not understanding what you're saying about the Title 4D scam. I'm not getting it. Learn how to file motions. Yeah, you got to learn how to file motions, but the thing is not to get in that system in the first place. You take care of your kids, and they can't sue you. And if it's a Title 4D case, which that's where my specialty is, in Title 4D cases, not in divorce and all that kind of stuff. So if it's a Title 4D case, you are being sued by the state. The state is essentially saying that because you are not taking care of your child, they had to step in and take care of your child, and therefore you have to pay them back. And if you're taking care of your child, you can't help it, if the baby's mom went down and filed for welfare. Most times people don't even know what somebody's doing, that they went and signed up for food stamps or child care. And so now they got a lawsuit because you have to sue to get those benefits. Well, that doesn't mean that the father wasn't taking care of the child. That just means that the mom needed some help. So then, that's when the debt starts. After that order is a process, that's when the debt starts accumulating. And a lot of times they start from the birth of the child, and that's how you see people with $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 of debt, and you think that they just neglected their child. No, they started off in debt. They do the shit on purpose. And y'all gotta investigate. Investigate before you impregnate. Investigate before you procreate. Y'all know who you having babies with. That's so important. If you don't want to get married and you want, just go and see who the family is. That's a whole different thing. I'm go. But that's what I wanted to say, and I thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget, turn your notice on, subscribe, share, all that kind of stuff, because this election, we need child support reform on the docket. Is that what it is? On the ballot. We need something. They need to do something about this. Not this little shit that they doing, this little piecemeal. We're going to do this over here. No, we need an overhaul. They changed their name. The federal office changed their name from enforcement to services. So they try and do little stuff like, oh, no, we're not enforcers. Yes, y'all are. Yes, y'all are. Y'all are the mafia. All right, y'all. Y'all take it easy on this Friday. Have a safe and fun weekend. Fight the power. If I can figure out how to turn it. Oh, here you go. Bye.